Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic, and we are playing the We Are Many workshop event. And I'm actually really excited for this one. I didn't see it initially. I didn't like look into the decks, but there's no limit on how many cards you can have in a deck. And so we have 15 Charm Strays, 6 Arrestor Zeal, which gives our Charm Strays +2/+2 in flying, which is a great finisher because you can sometimes just get massive Charm Strays. Charming Princes, which is really nice to go digging for stuff. Emisizzle the Valiant, Bishop Rebirth, which will bring back our Charm Strays, and then we have our Plains, of course. So I played this deck twice already. This is the only one that I've played so far, so I'm coming into a lot of these kind of blind. Ooh, and we have this sweet little card art as well. But I played this deck twice, and I've not actually found a single Charm Stray yet. I don't know what the odds are of that, but it's pretty ridiculous. And so we're going to go ahead and try it out again. I'm going to go through each one of these ones and play them, but that's basically the same thing. We'll go real quick. Crypt Breakers in this one, which we can tap zombies to draw more cards. Death Barons as our lords, which is really good to give us everything death touch. Some ways to bring stuff back from graveyards. And the Undead Servant, whenever one of these goes into the graveyard, whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie for each card named Undead Servant that's in the graveyard. So if we have a bunch of these, up to 15 of these in the graveyard, I think the hard part's going to be getting to the mana. I think it's going to be a little bit slower than the other decks, but if it does go off, you can get so many zombies on the battlefield. So really fun there. Gobsmacked. We have Skirk Prospectors, Goblin Crater Makers, War Chief, which is everything haste, Goblin Ringleader, which lets us draw into a bunch more goblins, and then Siege Gating Commander, which creates a ton of 1/1s. This is, I think, a little bit better of a go wide strategy where you can have just any goblins rams you up to lots of Siege Gating Commanders. But overall, I'm actually not as impressed with this one. I think it's the weakest of the lot. And this may be the best one from what I've seen so far, at least, is 15 Llanowar Elves, 4 Elvish Visionaries, 7 Marwyn the Nurturer. So basically, get a Marwyn out, play every single Llanowar in the book, and then we have Return to the Wild Speaker to give everything +3/+3, or draw a bunch of cards, hopefully dig into a End-Raise Forerunners. We should have enough mana to play that out and swing in for the win, at least in 2 turns. And that's basically the idea of these decks, is we don't have limits on the number of cards that we can have. And so there's a lot of just fun stuff we can do with this. So let's go ahead and play through each one of them. I'll probably play like 2 games of each, 1 or 2 of each, depending on how long that's taking. And yeah, here we go. Wish me luck. All right, here we are with the Cats deck again. And again, no Cats. I have Charming Prince. I have Emisizzle the Valiant. This is actually how my hand has looked most of the time with this. I'm going to mulligan to try to find Cats this time. Okay, Cats, there we go. We'll drop Emisizzle the Valiant, and this should be better. I mean, the other hand was really good. Like, I would keep that in most setups, but we know people are going crazy here. And I'm a little bit concerned that we're not finding more Cats. Maybe it's bugged and you just can't find them. Maybe that's why it's never worked for me in the playing this in standard as well. But Charm Stray, if you don't know what it does, let's put away our deck list here from MTG Assistant, which, by the way, got to check out MTG Assistant. Love their stuff. It's really, really cool. Definitely check them out. And the link is in the description below to download that, by the way. Charm Stray, 1 mana. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control named Charm Stray. So we want to have a bunch of them out in the battlefield, and then Charm Stray again. And then we have the Charming Prince, which can exile the one that has the least amount of counters, has whatever, the one that's weakest. But the nice thing is that these have lifelink as well, which is just insane to have a lifelinking Charm Stray out on the battlefield. All right, we'll see if the opponent's going to play sometime today. All right, we're good. Charm Stray, fast turn. We do have to have multiples of these to make them good at all. Okay, up against the Elves deck, which I do think is going to be one of the harder ones to play against. Charming Prince. Scry 2. I think we just go for as many Charm Strays as we can. Yeah. Charm Strays. With multiple copies, like dropping a Charming Prince, there's still going to be 6 more in the deck to find. I guess 5 more at this point. So we should be able to find them. Let's see how many Llanowars they get out here. All right, only 2 more. That means other stuff in hand, maybe just lands. I'd like to get out this Emisizzle the Valiant as well. In fact, We know that Charm Stray is not going to help a ton right now, so let's just get out the Mace of the Valiant while we can. We can actually equip it on the next turn, swing in with Charming Prince, and pass the turn. They have to double block in order to... Yeah, so I mean, if we can take out 2 Llanowar Elves, that should be amazing for us. I do like all of the arts on cards as well. Is that the slivers? All right, that's exactly what we wanted here. I am still going to equip the Mace of the Valiant, so Charm Stray. The only thing they can have is Return of the Wild Speaker. So maybe we don't equip it right now. Like, I know that that's the only thing that they have that's instant speed. And so the fact that they're having that means that they're probably going to have a gotcha moment if we swing in. So let's just not worry about it. Let's just play another Charm Stray, pass the turn. Yep, start growing our guys. In fact, we'll swing in with a Charming Prince because if they do have something here, I'd rather them spend it on just a Charming Prince. And Doran Gambler, you are taking your time. You just gotta take the gamble sometimes, man. Just commit. All right, takes it down to 16. Plays a Forest. And there's Marwyn the Nurturer. Okay. They don't have enough mana for anything else. Says good game. We will say good game back. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, we get to go first. We'll absolutely keep this. Play a Plains, play Charm Stray, pass the turn. So best thing off the top would be another Charm Stray. We'd like to keep as many of these on the battlefield as we can. I'm going to Charming Prince here to either hit our lands to get to the Bishop of Rebirth, or hit more. We got to hit lands or Charm Strays. That's all that we care about. I feel like with 15 of these in the deck, we ought to be finding a few more than this. But that's just my luck. Well, they're not doing much of anything over there, so that's at least nice. We're going to be gaining life, which is really good against the Goblins deck. And as long as we can keep a few of these alive, even if we don't actually, Bishop of Rebirth coming down should be difficult for them to handle. Especially in multiples. Goblin War Chief. Okay. We're actually kind of okay with if one of these guys dies because hopefully we get to Bishop Rebirth. But we'll swing in like this. Blocks there. We will pump. Get rid of kind of a Lord for them. This makes everything cost less, which is really bad for us. Down to 11, up to 28. Pretty good shape. Skirk Prospector. Did we play another one just to sack it? That would make no sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, we get down our Bishop of Rebirth, which is sweet. Yeah, we'll swing with everything. Again. Dueling 5, gaining 3. Unless they block. They might double block the Charm Stray, but we already showed that we have Arrestor Zeals. If something goes to the graveyard, we can actually hit something with Bishop of Rebirth, so that's nice as well. Blocks 1. Yeah, it's fine. Down to 7. Bishop of Rebirth. That's the turn. And normally we'd be really scared about this deck, but they have to go crazy wide to win here. And we should be able to pull this off. Especially with recurrence like this. And we get another one. And we actually get to grow the Charm Stray as we attack, which is so sweet. Are they thinking of sacking the War Chief? You can sack the Skirk Prospector if you need 3 mana. The only thing with 3 that would cost 4 at this point is Ringleader, so we know it's probably Ringleader in hand. Which I would think that sacking Skirk Prospector with 5 lands out, sacking this to have Ringleader, it's probably better. Yeah, hit some good cards. That's fine. Mace of the Valiant. No, I think that we're just going to keep attacking. Take action. Grow the Charm Stray. And just takes it. All right, sweet. Well, that's the charmed one. We're going to be running up against all of these decks as we play through, so we'll only play through so many times. All right, next up, we're trying out the Endless Ranks. Here we go. All right, we got a Lord, we got 1 Crypt Breaker, and we have Undead Undead Servant. Like, this is not an amazing hand, but we'll keep it. We can discard a turn 2 to start creating zombies, so that's pretty nice as well. Double Crypt Breakers, not terrible. I think I'd rather create the zombies at this point. Yeah, I think what we'll do... Can I do this at instant speed? I can. Double Crypt Breaker. Start drawing cards. Okay. Double Crypt Breaker. Pass the turn. The Crypt Breakers are nice. They're our main source of card draw, but besides that, they don't do a ton for us. Although I guess with a bunch of zombies out, we can be drawing cards and creating zombies with the cards that we draw. And hopefully we can go wide enough to beat this deck. This is one of the harder decks. For sure. Okay, Llanowar. And they have so much mana next turn, it's insane. We are so close to just being dead. 5 times 3 will be 15, so... Draw a card, yay! Alright, well, Death Baron is nice. So the question here is, do we just stay defensive? We know that they have things that give them trample, which means that we're probably dead to this. We can draw more cards. Undead Servants are great if they die. But other than that, it's not that amazing. Blood for Bones is great because we can actually sack an Undead Servant and bring it back then. But we don't actually keep the Undead Servant card in the graveyard, so it's not that great. So draw a card or swing in. I guess we pass the turn. No sense letting him swing back for tons more damage. Really, not playing anything. Wow. That's very surprising. Well, if they're just stuck on doing nothing, then we're in much better shape than I thought. Alright, Undead Servant. Just pass the turn. I think we win by going crazy wide before they can hit their big finishers. All right, Stitcher Supplier, sweet. That's what we like to see. Okay, there's an Undead Servant. We could Blood for Bone Stitcher Supplier, see if we can hit more Undead Servants. Question is, do I sacrifice the Undead Servant or not? I think it's Stitcher Supplier right now. We can maybe do that again later. Bring back an Undead Servant. Bring Stitcher Supplier to hand. Okay, create some zombies. I guess I should have swung in with this earlier. But swing in here, we have the ability to draw 2 cards. And pass the turn, we have a lot of defense. I don't think they can kill us here. All right, not attacking at all. That makes our job a little bit easier. Drawing cards. Another Death Baron. Sweet. All right, let's go. I can go Undead Servant, doubles Crypt Breaker. Or, I mean, Stitcher Supplier and Crypt Breaker. We can save the Death Baron for when we attack in. I think I'd rather go wide right now. So, Stitcher Supplier. Just lands. Boo hiss. Undead Servant. Okay, I think next turn we go for the big swing. This turn, let's see, how many cards can we draw? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we can swing with 2 here. Undead Servants make great swingers, so... yeah, anyway. So again, down to 8. I mean, if they don't swing in this turn, they're definitely dead. The only thing they can hit there is the Enraged Forerunners. Even the other stuff, we have enough blockers that it doesn't give them trample to give everything +3/+3. I forgot the name of the card right now, but Return to the Wild Speaker. There we go. Next one. All right, up against Don Tacho. And this hand is interesting. You know, it's actually pretty good. We can start discarding the Undead Servants, which is pretty sweet. I kind of forgot that's a thing that we can be doing. So keep this. Plays Mountain. All right, up against the Gobos. Lots of Crypt Breakers. So next turn do we... I think we do play the 2 and try to start drawing. Crater Maker. You can sacrifice Crypt Prospector to start kill this one. We'd be pretty happy with that. Are we happy with blocking here as well? I guess not. We want to keep 3 for the next turn. We're not blocking. Go ahead and hit us. Okay, there we go. Down to 19. And just passes the turn. All right, perfect. Crypt Breaker. They may shock one of these guys now that we get double Crypt Breaker out. Being able to draw cards is pretty big here. Pass the turn. Mountain and War Chief. Okay. So we can kind of get blown out by blocking 2 here. I guess not really. So we double block the War Chief, which I feel like is a pretty fair trade-off here. Having stuff in our graveyard's not terrible. I'd love to have Liliana in this deck. That would be sweet. Dude, having Liliana in this would be so good. Being able to play everything from the graveyard. Oh my goulashness. Alright, draw a card. Down to 15. I think we just play Crypt Breaker, discard an Undead Servant. Be happy about it, pass the turn. They still have the ability to sack Crypt Prospector and destroy something for 2. Goblin Ringleader gets to draw some cards. The only thing that really gets through, I guess, can this target anything? No, just a target creature. So the real thing that we're scared about is the Siege Gang Commander and them having lots of mana. Like the only thing we have to win, I guess Siege Gang Commander can also kill our Lords, our Death Barons, unless we have 2 at a time. So there's a few things we have to be worried about. We have to be worried about this coming down, them having tons of mana and just shocking us out of existence, them going wider than us, but I think that we'll be able to handle that. All right, so we're gonna force the trade here with the Crater Maker, or maybe Skirk Prospector. We'll force both. How about that? Everything we play now gets more value than their stuff does. So, Undead Servant creates two things. We will not swing in, pass the turn. This way we get to draw a card as well. We are also pinging ourselves every time we hit here. Crater Maker, okay. And swing in, does swing in, very interesting. Block Crater Maker, block War Chief. Draw a card. We're going down to 10. We can't really keep drawing too many cards. Death Baron though, ooh. Another undead, sweet. All right, so Undead Servant, create a few zombies. Swing in. Pass the turn. We do need to start actually doing damage to them. We're in a little bit of trouble here. Next turn, I think land is just a nice thing to draw here at this point. Another Ringleader. Has plenty of cards in hand. Just more War Chiefs, which, I mean, those makes everything cheaper. But they have lots of pips and everything. Swings in! Oh my goodness, this is so good for us. Yeah, block. Okay. Yes, please. The Stitcher Supplier is not bad either. Not bad at all. All right, so Stitcher Supplier. How many do we have now? We have a few. All right. Undead Servant. Create some zombies. Swing in with the ones here. Do we want to be drawing any more cards? I'm a little bit scared about getting too low. I guess I'd rather still draw one more card at this point. Going down to 7, they shouldn't be able to kill us with how little mana they have out. Like, that's the thing, is I don't think they have very good finishers with this deck. Goblin War Chief, yeah. Still not hitting any lands. Oh my goodness, he's giving us another shot to have this Undead Servant die. We want Stitcher Supplier to die as well? I guess not. So block here. Draw. Let the damage go through. End step. Draw. Another Undead Servant and the Death Baron. Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, Death Baron, Undead Servant. Create a few more zombies. Swing in. We are many. Down to 1. Pass the turn. I guess swing in with Crypt Breaker. I mean, we needed everything we drew, so that's fine. I guess technically, swinging at the Crypt Breaker that one time would have gotten us the win a turn early, but that's fine. Okay, it has nothing to really play. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. There we go. Oh, I like this deck a lot. All right, we got to check out the Goblins next, though. Up against Donkey Balls. That's great. So we're playing the Goblins now. We're doing the Elves next. And I do think that the Elves are probably the best one up against the Zombies, which we've seen this matchup now. And it's going to be a little bit difficult. Pass the turn. 1 Undead Servant in the graveyard. No blocks, 4 certainly. We will get out the War Chief here. Sacrifice their Skirk Prospector. We will swing in. How aggressive do we want to get here? We need to get damage through because we're going to win through Siege Gang Commander. We need to get to where we can block all the zombies that are going to be coming at the end and be pinging in. That's basically our only hope. Death Baron. All right, so we're already in trouble. The Death Touch is brutal. We'll probably just draw cards though. Yeah, this is a rough matchup. This is very difficult for us. I kind of think Goblins are the weakest of all of them. They don't even have the Goblin Lord. Like there is a 4-mana Goblin Lord, but I'm kind of surprised we don't even have any copies of. I'd almost prefer that over the Skirk Prospector. I guess no attacks, pass the turn. I could swing in with the Ringleader just to get in a couple more points of damage, but I think they'd be willing to sack the Stitcher Supplier or lose him. Oh, we have to discard a card. Oh, we got too many things. I guess it's a Ringleader at this point. We have another one. Yeah, I think it's Ringleader at this point. So next turn we War Chief, and then we could Ringleader again if we wanted to. But I think we want to go Crater Maker, Skirk Prospector, get down a bunch of goblins, and then Siege Gang Commander on the next turn with War Chief. Swings in with the one thing we didn't want to be blocking. They're swinging in, that means that they have Undead Servants, which means they're going to get 2 zombies here. Just Crypt Breaker, interesting. Goes for more card draw. Yeah, I feel like the Goblin matchup, we do have the Ringleader, which is very, very powerful. Being able to have everything costs a lot less at the War Chiefs, also very good, but there's still a lot of pips on everything. Like we can't get it to cost that much less. So Skirk Prospector, Crater Maker. We can kill Death Baron in response to some stuff. In fact, do we just want to kill Death Baron now? This will force them to block, to draw now if they want to. And then we can swing in. Two damage to target creature, kill Death Baron. Again, any damage we can get into the face is what we want to be doing here. They can still just discard a card and create a zombie. Okay, no attacks. And we will pass the turn. The main thing here is they don't get to draw a card. We have our card advantage online. They basically turn theirs off right there. A little bit. I mean, they still get creature advantage. Didn't have an undead servant to discard, which is great for us. I'm actually really impressed with the undead servants. I'm really liking them a lot. No blocks. Take it. Undead servant, 2 zombies. Okay. Well, War Chief. Let's go Ringleader first. This is, I guess, how it can go pretty crazy. Now we could actually Siege Gang Commander and start just... Ooh, this is what we do. All right. Siege Gang Commander. Oh, man. This actually is really cool. Okay. I wasn't giving Goblins enough credit, but with a Skirk Prospector out... So Siege Gang Commander, sack here, sack here. Okay, create some goblins. I'm really terrified to autopay. I'm not sure how they're gonna sack to autopay. Siege Gang Commander number 2. Oh, it's fun. All right. How much damage do we actually get in here? I think it's worthwhile at this point to swing in. Okay, so sack 1, start drawing more cards. It still is kind of a bummer to not have lords. Ringleader. Oh, it's so good. It is so stinky good. Wow, okay. I was not giving this enough credit at all. Ringleader, let's get a bit more information, why don't we? We can keep, as long as we're hitting in 1/1s for 2/2s, I'm very happy about it. We still have Siege Gang Commander. Yeah, we can swing in with enough to I'm not sure if we could actually kill them at that point, but they're not gonna be able to build a big enough board while still blocking enough to survive to actually have a shot there. So that was okay. That was really cool. That's what we're trying to do, I guess. We need to get to that critical mass situation again. All right, up against Bahamut Draken, and no war leaders. That's a little bit annoying, but we can speed up into this Goblin Ringleader, which we only ever need to keep 1 Skirk Prospector. So we'll keep this as long as we're pretty sure we can keep him alive. Which I don't think anyone's really playing removal in this format. I don't think there's any removal there except for like some tricks, you know, that they can play. So Skirk Prospector up against zombies again. We've seen this matchup like 3 times in a row, which is a little bit frustrating. Pass the turn. They're discarding now to create a zombie. You can do that at instant speed, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and get stuff out of our hand. Just pass the turn. There is an issue of just drawing too many cards with Ringleader. We want to be able to play every goblin that we run into. Yeah, that's annoying. Down to 15. They're getting in lots of damage early on. Let's go ahead and auto pay. Oh, so it does let you choose which goblins you're sacrificing as you go along. Okay, that's nice to know. Swing in with Ringleader. They're not gonna block, and the 2 points of damage is not gonna be enough to be worthwhile. Okay, we get War Chiefs next turn, which is sweet. It is the sweetness. Which means that with double War Chiefs out, we need a 3rd War Chief to make these Siege Gang Commanders extra. And another Ringleader would be sweet. And we have to not die in the next 3 to 4 turns. That's important. We can also Sieging Commander at some point and just kill this Death Baron by sacrificing a goblin. That's also very important to do. Swings in for 1, no blocks, we'll take it. Get your supplier, okay. 3 undead servants in the graveyard. Ah, that's so bad for us. I'm actually really glad we're hitting lands. Lands are grand to hit. All right, Goblin War Chief. Goblin War Chief. Sacrifice this one. Okay. So we're probably going to take a massive hit next turn because we're not really willing to stop here. So pass the turn. I think our best draw is another War Chief. We can just get out all the Sieging Commanders or Ringleader into War Chiefs. That would also be very good. In fact, if we go Ringleader into drawing into another Ringleader and a War Chief, that would be the best draw. Death Baron number 2. That's probably just game for us. I think we have to block to not be dead. Yeah, so they're swinging for lethal here. What do we block with? I guess just Skirk Prospector. Try to keep ourselves alive. We get the Sieging Commanders next turn. Get to play 1. Pass the turn. I should have gone in with the War Chief because trading off with the Death Baron would have been great. Yeah, I don't think that we can win this one. Is this going to be our first loss? No. They do swing in with the Death Barons. We have to block everything. Actually, not technically. Okay, yeah, technically we do. All right, here we got to change this up actually. Okay, so these guys will become 1/1s after we're done with this turn. So block there, block there. Sieging Commander on one of these guys there. Okay, so block like that. We sacrifice this guy to kill one of the Death Barons. Oh no, okay, yeah. So target Death Baron. I mean, this doesn't actually matter. There's no way we get back in this game, but we're at least going to block really well. We get to kill everything that swung in except 1 card. But we're still down to 2. They have 5 attackers. We have 4 blockers. We will concede. Alrighty then. Well, zombies are really, really powerful, but let's see how the elves do. All right, up against Nimrod. This is not an amazing hand, but we have Llanowar, we have Karja, we have Marwyn. I mean, it's definitely keepable. I would love to hit the ability to draw more cards or more Llanowar elves along the way. Not more lands. Okay, we're up against the Gobos. Skirk Prospector out. Mountain and War Leader. I think that's the worst thing that could happen. Ooh, that's a tempting trade. If we had more Llanowar elves, I would definitely take it, but it's our only one. We want Marwyn for next turn. Okay, War Chief comes out. Oh, now we get the Llanowar elves. Still, we get a big turn next turn. Hopefully we get to draw into some action with 2 draws next turn. Mountain and War Chief number 2. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Crater Maker. No blocks, right? We'll get Marwyn out of the Crater Maker range, which is very nice. Elvish Visionary first. What's up with all the lands drawn? This is terrible. All right, no attacks past the turn. Next turn, we do start blocking things. Unfortunately, Crater Maker can make them blocked pretty favorably. Swings in with everything. So we can block the Crater Maker here. Block 3 things on Sieging Commander. If we had just not drawn 4 more lands, we would have had a shot here. But is it better to hit the War Chief? I think we've got to hit the Sieging Commander because we're going to drop so low here that letting them deal 4 more points of damage next turn would definitely kill us. Yeah, I just don't think we have a shot. We just have drawn way too many lands. That needed to be something more there. Mountain, Ringleader. Yeah, they're getting their card draw going, which, I mean, we can wait 1 more turn. Actually, no, everything has haste. We don't get another turn. That's enough for victory. Okay, good game. Yep, no blocks. No! This deck is betraying us. All right, this is looking much better. Keeping this up against K. Valum. Llanowar. Marwyn. Even a second Marwyn's not terrible because we can pump up the other Marwyn. But the Return of the Wild Speaker will be sweet. Okay, up against Charmstray deck. Which I think that the elves are favored against the life gain deck because we just go so big and stompy that we should be able to handle them. But what do I know? They actually drew a Charmstray right off the bat, which I don't ever do that. No blocks. Charming Prince. I'm assuming they go for the Scry. Let's hope they draw as poorly as we do with this one. The Return of the Wild Speaker is also instant speed. Let's just get Elvish Visionary. All right, no. That's fine too. We know they don't really have removal, so we're going to go ahead and play out the Marwyn. Keep the ticked up one. Pass the turn. They swing in. We know they have the Arrestor's Zeal. Let's hope they have a ton of them like I always had. Charmstray comes out. Another Charmstray. It would be good. Yeah, swings in. All right, so they definitely have the Arrestor's Zeal. No blocks. We get to draw 3 cards next turn, at least. Which hopefully is enough to help us win. Brings back Charmstray. Yep. Another Marwyn the Nurturer. Draw 4 cards at instant speed. Maybe have a chance to give everything +3/+3. That could be a pretty good blowout. But I think we want the card draw even more. Okay, play Marwyn. Keep this one. Pass the turn. I was debating. That could have been nice. So the 2 parts of Return of the Wild Speaker is you can draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-creatures you control. All right, so block Charmstray. We just get such a good blowout if they... 8 damage down to 9. Okay, block the biggest one. Yeah, block like that. They have a lot of Arrestor's Zeals. They could just pump for the win soon, too. They also can give it flying and swing over, so we can't go too low. Okay, yeah, just draw cards. 4 cards is really good. And that's a lot of Llanowar Elves. Okay, we need to hit another finisher, though, in order for this to actually be worthwhile. Land and nothing? Ooh. Alright, Llanowar. As long as they're letting us block before Arrestor's Zilling. Yeah, that's a word. We should be okay here. Swing in with Marwyn. I'm not going to block with Marwyn. Swinging with Marwyn. Down to 20, past the turn. We have enough mana now that these guys don't really matter, although we do need to keep them around for any of our finishers. Okay, it swings in. Block, takes 6. Yeah, it takes 6. We have to draw to hit something worthwhile. Down to 6. Llanowar. I don't think that we can win without blocking better. If they have the Emisizzle, they win next turn. So, pass the turn. We'll keep Marwyn back to block one of the big boys now. Yeah, okay, good game. Yeah, they got it. All right, we'll take our beats, and then we'll play one more with this deck because I want to see it go off. We've been able to see every other deck go off except this one, and so we're going to try it one more time. All right, up against Pandroid, and we have Marwyn, we have Llanowar, we actually have a good finisher, and just as a 7/7, this is really good. So keeping this, I mean, a lot of things in this format aren't quite as big as an End-Raze Forerunner, and as long as we're not up against Death Touchers, we're really happy about it. All right, no more lands. We want none of those, none of that. Oh, man, maybe killing this Kirk Prospector was a better play there. But we get Marwyn on turn 2, which is great. Now, no Crater Makers. Making craters is very bad for us. No blocks. Down to 16. Well, it wasn't a Crater Maker. Now we need Elves. Elves would be really good too. Swing in. How much mana do we have? We have 8 for next turn. Tapping everything. Which gets us End-Raze Forerunners. 2 of these in a row probably just wins us the game. No Crater Makers. Because they're also vigilant, so they can block really well. Ringleader. Sacrificing the Kirk Prospector. I guess they have another one. Crater Maker going away. No blocks. Or yeah, Crater Maker coming in next turn. Ooh, man. Alright, End-Raze Forerunners. Pumps the team, but they can't swing. Down to 10 past the turn. I'm assuming Crater Maker comes in, kills Marwyn, and then we're a little bit stuck. Yeah. I guess Return of the Wild or whatever it's called would be good here. Okay, kill War Chief. Absolutely. Okay, play Llanowar. Oh man, so close to lethal. Can they get lethal next turn? We'll play it safe. We'll hold back the Llanowar Elves down to 3. We get another End-Raze Forerunner. I guess if we have to block, we don't. But I mean, even just swinging in here, we should be able to finish him off. War Chief. Things are a bit cheaper, but not enough. They can play Ringleader now. That's not enough. Still not enough. Ringleader. Okay, no more lands. Not that I'm seeing. Passes the turn. Ooh, and the Return of the Wild Speaker. Well, we'll go End-Raze Forerunners. Number 2. Swinging with a 7/7 and a 9/9. That's just a really good thing to ramp into. It's so powerful just by itself. All right, well, we got to kind of see it go off. Return to the Wild Speaker to also draw all the cards for these End-Raze Forerunners. You can do really cool, powerful, awesome things with it, and it's so much fun. I'm a really big fan of all of these decks, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments below which one you guys think was the best. I'm actually really liking the zombies now. I wasn't expecting that, although yeah, maybe zombies are just the best. Zombies or the elves. I don't think the other ones are better. but we also got to see them go off, which is really cool. So I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, anyway, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.